In 2025, the United Kingdom stands at a crossroads where history, technology, and uncertainty collide. An island nation that once ruled oceans now navigates a future shaped not by empires, but by energy, data, and climate. What will Britain become when centuries pass, coastlines move, and cities outlive memory? This is not fiction. This is a timeline of a nation rewritten by time itself. As the decades roll forward into the 2100s, Britain transforms quietly but relentlessly. Flood barriers rise along the Thames and coastlines are armored against the sea. Energy shifts fully into wind, tidal, and fusion sources. Historic streets meet autonomous transit systems, and digital governance becomes as important as physical borders. By 2300, parts of the old coastline are lost, but new floating districts appear where ports once stood. London remains, but it is no longer just a city. It becomes a networked mega-region extending through the southeast. Moving into the year 2600, Britain is no longer defined by geography alone. Subterranean cities protect populations from climate instability, and vertical agriculture supplies food with machine precision. The population stabilizes, not through policy, but through technology. Health spans 3 centuries for some, and education becomes lifelong by necessity. The concept of work transforms into creative engineering, ecological maintenance, and artificial intelligence oversight. By the year 3000, the UK becomes a coordinator state, not a sovereign nation in the old sense, but a node in a planetary civilization. Currency is replaced by resource credits. Parliament exists more as a symbolic institution than a ruling body, while algorithmic systems manage infrastructure and environmental balance. Ancient castles overlook quantum data centers. Stone and code become equal monuments. By 3600, Britain's identity has shifted again. Culture is largely virtual, yet geography still matters. The countryside becomes a preserved biosphere, while cities retreat inward and upward. People live partly in physical bodies and partly in networked consciousness. Memory archives allow any citizen to walk through recorded centuries in immersive detail. History becomes a place you can visit. By 4200, nation-states as we know them are nearly gone. Britain survives as a cultural label rather than a political power. Language evolves, but the echoes of English remain in ancient expressions and machine code. The land functions as a protected archive zone, where ecosystems are carefully engineered and human presence is minimal. London remains as a living museum powered entirely by self-repairing technologies. By the year 5000, Earth itself becomes the capital. Britain is now a domain of memory and meaning rather than administration. Few permanently live in its territories, as humanity spreads into space habitats and artificial worlds. Those who return do so for reflection, for learning, and for connection with origin. The forests grow where motorways once ran. Rivers reclaim concrete channels. Stone absorbs silence. And then comes the year 5500. Britain is no longer a country in the traditional sense. It is a preserved identity, a living relic of an era when borders defined civilizations. The Union Jack no longer flies over parliaments, but over reconstructed oceans of data and culture. Time smooths conflict into story. Power fades into symbolism. And what remains is not dominance, but memory. The United Kingdom does not disappear. It dissolves into history and becomes something greater than territory. It becomes meaning. It becomes origin. It becomes proof that no empire lasts forever. But every civilization leaves an echo, carved not only into stone but into the future itself.